Hello, everybody. E here. Welcome back to another short Stephen King review. If you're a recent fan of the channel, I've already done the long form review of this one. This is very, very recent, within the last 6 months. Actually, by the time this goes live, maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, so today we're talking about Holly, which is an absolutely terrible, horrible, no good, very bad thing. It I don't know what happened. King kind of lost the plot where Holly Gibney is concerned. He basically stripped everything that we love about Holly away. He does it even more so in the next book, Never Flinch, but in this one, he starts to chisel and chip away at Holly's character until she's a vapid shell of herself. This one, I found it interesting that she's constantly smoking in this one, trying to quit, so on and so forth. And then in Finders Keepers, just like not a single word about smoking. I found that interesting. I don't know why that was the case, but it seemed like with this one, I don't know if it was to mark the hypocrisy of her smoking and also being afraid of COVID. I don't know if that was the case. And I was a masker. I'm not saying it's just, it was funny, but you can't really complain about people who don't want to follow mandates when you yourself are polluting and possibly harming other people with what you're breathing out. I don't know if that's where he was trying to go down there, but this book is very COVID related. It happens during COVID. It talks about masks and all that, and it kind of harps on it. And I at first didn't like it because COVID killed my mother, and I didn't want to read this book knowing that that's what this was about. It didn't really have too much to do with the plot, though, other than the fact that it was more believable that all these people had disappeared because of shutdown and all that stuff. Maybe. I don't know. Now that I think about it, maybe that wasn't even believable. But I also, having finished Never Flinch now, I hadn't read it when I first reviewed this. Out of these two books, I far prefer this one, which is horrible. So I guess I have to give it a 1.5. I can't give it a 1 because it's nowhere near as bad as Never Flinch. But yeah, anytime King does a thriller and he tries to keep it realistic without monsters of the supernatural, it is always a miss. If you can think of a time when King, in his novels, I'm not talking about like novellas like The Body or Shawshank. If you can think of one, let me know down there in the doobly-doo, but I'll see you guys tomorrow.